Festival. Hi, welcome.
All right, so like we said, the first question that we answer is coming from actually Wallace himself.
Since you're here, why don't you actually tell us what your question was?
Well, so the question I had was, I got curious, if you had an all-you-can-eat buffet, is there an amount of food you could eat such that once you've eaten that much, you might as well keep eating because your body can't absorb any more from the meal? Because everyone says, oh, you should eat lots of small meals, but maybe that's not true. Maybe you should eat one gigantic meal, and that would actually lead to less calories or fat being taken up.
So into the small intestine, you end up basically imagine the inside of a hose. In your mind, you're probably imagining something quite clean. Now imagine your hose is furry, but on the inside.
Huh?
Yeah, ew, right? Kind of ew. That is literally kind of how the small intestine works. Just for clarity, he studies this and he made me talk about it, which is the most professorial thing I can think of.
Yeah. So the question that I got, a listener had written in with a question saying, well, what if you could make tardigrades a lot bigger? And so I want to try to elaborate on that question, but first I just want to say I think it would be a very bad idea. They're kind of famous not only for being cute, but also because they're incredibly resistant to a lot of stresses. Like they can survive freezing, they can survive extremely high temperature. You can gas them with poison gas and they don't die. You can put them in a complete vacuum and they don't die.
Are there tardigrade fans? Because they
Any
have like a
tardigrade fans?
cult following.
Yeah, there are people who are like, yeah.
That's who you're up against.
Yeah, well,
Just
no,
you
so
know.
let me just be
Before,
clear.
like, watch yourself.
Let me be clear. So I love tardigrades as much as anyone.
Now he says this.
I really do. Having said that, there's actually a lot to hate. And so,
What?
I don't want to be seen as a tardigrade hater. That nothing could be farther from the truth. When all of us are faced with a problem in our lives, we use our brains and our wisdom to come up with a solution. And when faced with a problem, we're supposed to do something about it to make the problem better and try to solve the problem. When tardigrades are faced with a problem, they just turn into glass and wait for the problem to go away. What kind of
I don't
lesson?
know.
Who are you, my therapist?
I was gonna say.
No,
I was like, have you met Julian?
Julian, what kind of lesson does this send to our children about how to deal with
That
problems?
avoidance is a great tactic, apparently.
Yeah.
You can
It's
become
so
famous
good.
and beloved if you're really good at it.
I guess so.